Okay, y'all, I'm about to give y'all this story time real quick, real fast. Y'all might hear this heat up because I'm sitting right in front of it, and my face is very shiny right now because I just did my skincare routine. But okay, one time I was dating this guy, and we lived together. Well, he lived in my shit. He had a brother, so he was like, "Babe, I wanna spend some time with my brother. Can he come over?" And I'm like, "Okay." He want to come over for the weekend, and I'm like, okay. And he has this girlfriend that he wants to bring with him, and then I'm like, because I know you don't let a woman stay in your house. So I was like, okay, I never let a woman stay in my house. Maybe it's just something people say. So I'm like, okay, she can come with him, and they can stay for the weekend, 2 nights. So they get there, and everybody's smiling, laughing, talking, meeting, greeting, la da 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 da. Okay, so the first night they got there, we all went to some party. It was some party going on that night, and we all went there, and everybody was still cool, you know. We got back home that night. Everybody went to sleep. They slept in my living room. Me and mine slept in the room. Everybody was following the rules the first night. I mean, the rules was getting followed. Everybody was acting like Christians, nuns, whatever you call it. They were people that smoked. So they was going outside to smoke, you know, respecting the house. The next morning, I don't know if they planned this or whatever. Everybody, we all worked. We all had a job at the time. I was in college. Everybody had a job, but for some strange reason, I was the only one that had to work the next day. I don't know if people made, you know, they called out on their jobs or whatever, but I was the only one that had to work. So I got up and I got ready for work. I left, and when I got back that night, y'all, when I walked in my house, smoke was in the fucking air. They was on the chair playing the game, smoking. I went into the kitchen, y'all. The dishes was full. I don't know what they was eating. Probably all my shit. The dishes was full up to the ceiling. Shoe tracks was all over the floor where they done ran in and out the house all day thinking it's a resort. So I called my folks. I was like, yo, why the house look like this? You know, it looked like an open house at this point. So why the house look like this? Oh, I'll clean it up. He acting like a new person. So I'm like, oh, you on demon time in my shit. Okay. So I walk into the living room and I'm like, why nobody wash the dishes? Why nobody clean up? They looking at me, everybody looking like little babies. Not saying nothing. So I'm like, okay. I go to straightening up my pillows on my chair. Y'all, I noticed a damn cigarette burn hole is in one of my pillows on the chair. I said, y'all was smoking in here. No. Yes. Because there's a fucking hole in my pillow, a cigarette burn in my pillow, my brand new pillows that I brought on my chair. Smoke is in the ceiling. I told y'all no smoking, no, you know, none of that loud talking, none of that loud horse playing, none of that. Y'all breaking the rules. And while I'm not home. So the next day I also had to work. The next morning I woke up, I said, y'all have to leave. Pack y'all things. I didn't want to be late for work, so I went ahead and went to work. So I called my sister, and I told her, you know, I told them to leave my house, and I got to work today, so could you go and make sure they're leaving? And if they're not leaving, could you please call the cops? So she hops up, she put on her clothes, and she goes down to my house. At that point in time, I was living in Fairfax, which is like 8-10 miles away from Allendale, where I'm from. So she went there, and she calls me on the phone and say, do you know what's going on in your house while you're not home? And I'm like, no, what's going on? So she said, this little hoochie mama ratting ass hoe is in here walking around with a bra, shorts with the booty cheeks hanging out, with a cigarette in her hand, the liquor cup in the other one, like she's some kind of 70s hookers scrolling around in my shit. So I'm mad as hell. And I'm thinking, girl, you don't have no respect for your man or his family, because why would you walk around in front of his brother like that? Do you want to get gangbanged by two brothers? Like what? But anyway, she was like, she told them to pack their stuff and get out. And she said that the guy I was talking to was acting like he was some kind of apartment king, walking around in there talking about, oh, they don't have to leave. I live here too. Baby, your name ain't on my lease. You don't live there. You're visiting just like your brother and his bitch. So don't walk around like you some kind of apartment king in my shit. So she said the girl was like got a whole new attitude, like, I'm not leaving, like bouncing her titties and shit. So she said she ain't had time for that. So she called the cops. The cops came and threw them right out of my house on their heads. I get a call from him while I'm at work. Oh, don't you know we're out of the house? We've been riding around, ain't got no way to go for hours. I told that nigga to go to hell.